Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here tonight. I am Beth McCullough. I blog at stampingmom.com, and I'm here every Tuesday night with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
How is everybody tonight? Paula's here. Yay. Chris. Who else? Patty, Bridget, and Bev. Bev was on first. Bev is always first. We are so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for joining us. What is Patty saying? It's 89 at the moment. It's about 89 here, isn't it,
I know.
Steve?
She's down there in Texas.
Or Lee's here in Kimberly. So glad you guys are here. Okay, we're making a fun card tonight, but I have some other things to show you. This is the card we're making. Isn't that fun? It's a double step card. This is my original Fun Folds card that I make over and over again.
Wait, that's like the very first one you ever made?
My first one that wasn't super simple. But I I made it. Here's one I made last year or a few months ago.
Yeah, I have seen that one before.
Yeah. So this is my favorite Fun Folds card that you need a piece of cardstock on your Stampin' Up! Ruler to make. But I have another, I would call this a Fun Fold card. It's not standard. We cut 2.5 inches off the top, and you open it up, and it's a fun ice cream cone. I want to talk about this. Cheryl, I know you bought these this morning. The ice cream swirl dies are $10.50. The number's 162770. So it's on clearance. So you can buy these ice cream swirl dies. But the stamp set is sold out. But I figured out this morning, if you don't mind the French set, so the French set will say all the words in French, but it still has the cherry, strawberry, ice cream swirl, straw, all the things you need. So buy the French stamp set. And that would be $9.60. And then you could make these cards. But if you look, I did not use the stamp set for anything except for the strawberries. This is the swirl. And then this, who knows what that is?
It looks
Do you
like
know,
something
Steve?
from the sea.
It is the Coneflower celebration turned upside down.
Without the cone on the back.
I do. It's fun to come up with things that are not what they were meant for.
Conventional.
Yes. So this card is what we're making next week. It folds flat into a standard envelope, and it sits up like this. So Coneflower Celebration is another awesome set. So I took the new Coneflower Celebration to make this sundae cup, and then this clearance ice cream swirl for those of you who want a deal. Yay! You're building an order now, Kimberly. You need that. So if anyone's going to buy the French ice cream swirl set, let me know. I just thought that was I don't know. It was my brainstorm this afternoon. Okay, so before we do that, Stamp Camp was so successful. Thank you to everyone who attended. And in the future, reach out to me if you lose the links. I will have an email out to you in the next couple days with all the YouTube videos for those of you who did Stamp Camp. There's another thing I want to show you. Those of you in the United States, happy 4th of July. Here is my sampler that Stamping Joy Club made the squares, and we swapped them, and we have this beautiful sampler. This one it's a little heavier. I put on a DSP backing, which makes it awesome. And everyone did a fabulous job on their squares, don't you think? I just love this. So hopefully we'll be seeing what everyone else put together really soon. Okay, another thing. I have a gal. It's one of Steve's board members' wives asked me for some thank you cards. So I would like you guys to vote. I have to figure out which cards to give her. And it's going to be a set of 6. But remember when we made these recently? She's either going to get these bright and happy thank you cards, or maybe she would rather have sophisticated thank you cards. So this did use some retired product. Don't you love this swirl? This is retired. But anyway, so I would like to know, do I give her the set of Bright and Happy, #1, or do I give her the sophisticated metallic? It's gold, silver, and copper. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Pam says #2. You know, I will tell you, Steve voted for #1, so it'll be interesting. Or do I take both sets? I'll put them in a cello bag with a ribbon, and maybe she chooses, but just curious about that. Okay, so this is the card that we're making, and I can give you more details if you're interested in this. Highland Heather Crumb Cake. Excuse me, the background here is from beautiful Boko, how do you say that? Boko? The spots paper that's super pretty. Yeah. What else do you want to know? Anything about this? I just used a circle die. Here, I'll pull that back. A circle die to cut it out so it fits around the cone, and then put the cone in front and the sentiment there, covering that up. But I do like how it fits around the cone. And a super fun card. And this, you only need the dies too that are on clearance. Okay. Just so I don't forget later, I'm going to show you one other thing.
That's a good idea. Nancy's saying you should take pictures of both and send them to her and ask her which one she wants.
That is a good idea, Nancy. I will do that. Okay, so I always keep scraps from what I make. So this was in my ice cream swirl set. And can you see that's made out of glimmer paper? Well, I checked, and this glimmer paper, this is pastel ombre glimmer paper, is what I made that out of, and this is still current paper. So if you do happen to get the ice cream dies, order yourself some pastel ombre glimmer paper, 164851, because this is perfect for that front swirl on the ice cream. Okay, enough side notes. Here we go. On this card that we're making tonight, I used the Soft Ways embossing folder, and I put the 2 side pieces and this center, that strawberry slush, on rich raspberry. But the strawberry slush, I put them all in with the waves going the same direction, so it'd wave across the card. And let me show you the DSP. I thought this was fun. The background of the cone and the front of the sundae dish. This is the Everyday Skies Designer Series paper. So it's got blue and white clouds on one side and pink with, what do you think those are, Steve? Birds? Pink with leaves.
Yeah, they're little birds.
This paper probably doesn't show up on the camera. Is the background of the ice cream swirl, and then this front piece. And also, I stamped the strawberries. Don't forget to stamp on your DSP. You can use blends on your DSP or emboss your DSP. So, anyway, Judy, you're here just in time. Oh, Patty says give her 3 Bright and 3 Classic. That's a good idea, because it might depend on who she's giving it to, right? Okay, and then the only paper I didn't show you yet is the front of the swirl, that detail. Believe it or not, it is out of this paper. And the back of the coneflower is this, and the front of the coneflower is this. And if you get lots of that melon mambo-ish, strawberry slush-ish part, it shows up like that on
Or
the DSP.
pink, maybe?
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions about the paper, that is what I used. Okay, you guys know I like to use a template. This is my double step template. And I'm going to show you, it's a 5.5 by 8.5. And then to score it, I'm going to go through all the steps and do it with you. But we have 2 parallel cut lines. And then we have 3 score lines on each side and the score line in the middle. and then it folds together so cool. So this is not hard to do. You do need a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, I believe. It's the only way I've been able to do it. And I have this 1/4 inch strip. I use 3 glue dots to attach this to the inside of my arm. And that's how I can do things like cut from 3 1/4 down to 7 1/2. I'm looking at this yellow ruler over here to do that. So, okay. So Steve and I just came from one of his attorney company funeral, right?
Yes, one of the attorneys that works for my company.
Yes.
And it was interesting because they did the graveside
First.
service first,
Just with family.
and then they had this celebration of life, close quotes, at their country club. So we got there, and the first thing it did is tell us we should go to the bar, right? And then they had like a hors d'oeuvre buffet and a dessert buffet.
Funerals are different than, we didn't understand. We were like...
I thought we were going to an actual service, and instead it was like a party, which I'm into. I think that's great. I'm all for wakes. I think we should go back to that.
Okay. Now that you got that off your chest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I have the short side at the top, and you can't see that at all. So how about if I bring that down? Now you can see. So I'm putting the left edge of the short side. I would like to know what you've been doing. So we told you, we went to a funeral. What did you do today? Hopefully, and the gentleman who died was 92 years old. So it wasn't a super sad thing at all. Okay, the short side's at the top, the left edge is at 1 inch. And like I said earlier, we're gonna cut. I'm looking at 3 1/4 right here on the yellow ruler. And I'm gonna cut from 3 1/4 down to 7 1/2. Now I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna put the right edge. You can do this or you can flip it over, but I'm putting the right edge at 1 inch, and we're gonna cut from 3 1/4 to 7 1/2. Okay, now I have 2 parallel lines cut in the cardstock. I'm going to turn it to the left so the cut marks are closer to the right side rather than the left side, right? And we're going to put this left edge of the long side at 3 1/4. Put the cutting blade away, okay? If you start cutting at this point, it's not going to be good. So we're going to cut from the very top up here down to the 1 inch cut line. And I'm going to hold on to the paper and go down to 4 1/2 and cut down to the bottom. So on either side of the cut lines, I might have written it on there. I probably had us do all 3 on one and then do all 3 on the other. But just to change it up, I am going to do both sides at once. Now I'm going to scoot the left edge over to 6 1/2 right here. And I'm going to start at the top again and just score down to the 1 inch, lift it up, put it back down at 4 1/2 on this yellow ruler, score down on the bottom, and move it one more time to the left, 7 1/2, and do the same thing again. So really keep this at 7 1/2, make sure it's straight across here, and we're going to score from the top down to 1 inch, or the cut line, and start at the cut line, which is 4 1/2 inches, and go to the bottom. Okay? If you have any questions, did I say cut that whole time, Lynn? All those things I just did, 3 score lines up here, 3 score lines down here. That's
all
what
scoring,
I meant.
no cutting.
I might have said cut, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to take this left edge again, and I am going to put the left edge at 4 1/4, and I'm going to score between the cut lines, so from 1 inch down to 4 1/2. So we have, like you can see on the template, 1, 2, 3 little 1 inch score lines here, 3 little 1 inch score lines here, and the one between the cut line right here. And that's it. Yay! Okay, Oh, I did say that. Thank you for correcting me. You guys correct me anytime because I want to tell you the right way, and sometimes
I would have
just
corrected her,
don't.
but I was too confused trying to find the right banner to put up. And yeah, I think I did, but I might not have
Okay.
done that correctly either.
Okay, let me know if you're still confused. Who's going to make this card?
We're going to burnish the score lines with a bone folder.
Yes, we are. First, I'm going to fold it together. It's just such a lovely card because you have this front space to do whatever you want with. Now I'm going to put the edges down, and I am going to burnish it with a bone folder so it's nice and flat. It fits in a normal envelope. Everything is good to go. I'll put this back. I have hanging folders, and step cards is one of my file folder labels. And I also have it in metric. If anyone's watching and they do metric, here's my metric template. So that is just how I roll. Okay. And I mentioned this earlier. We're making this beautiful sunflower card next week. It also folds flat and fits in a normal envelope. And I have really, really cool colors we're going to make it out of next week. So I hope you'll come back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Okay, so look what was over here at the side. You know, I always have a plan. Not always. I like to have a plan B. If this didn't work out, I could be like, and the magic of TV, here it is, done correctly.
It's done, even though it was only in the oven for a minute and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so inside the card, sometimes I do easy things next to, like, you know, builds confidence. Inside the card, we're going to use basic white, and this is 5 1/4 across and 3 inches up and down. I stamped the strawberry with Memento, and then I colored it with Melon Mambo, light and dark, and Granny Apple Green, light and dark, and sometimes I use a little color lifter. So I will show you on one of the other strawberries, but see how it's darker? You kind of follow the line of Stampin' Up! Makes it easier so you know where to make it darker. And I am just going to put this inside the card. Also, whenever you're using blends, I usually do it on this foam mat with some paper on it because it does bleed through. And you don't want to bleed through on your, I don't know, antique oak table or something. But
Is this the point I tell a story?
do you have a story to tell?
I do. So here's the thing. I love the way my wife's hair looks tonight. Because
Don't talk about my hair.
she did it the
Steven.
way we do it when we're traveling, like when we're in Italy or when we're in Ireland.
Okay,
and
i.e. what he's telling you is when I wash it and do nothing to it, okay?
But you know what that is? That means she's the fun, adventurous wife when her hair looks like that.
How many wives do you have?
Just one, but she has
Does she have multiple personalities?
multiple appearances, as opposed to the very sophisticated, straight-haired gal that takes a long time to get
Okay.
it to look that way.
Let's talk about something else, honey.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Let's talk about your hair.
I still have some. I'm happy about that. Not everyone in my family does, so I'm blessed in that regard.
Okay, so I am just putting this inside, and it's got a border all the way around, and you can put whatever sentiment. What sentiment would you put on an ice cream card? I suppose happy birthday would be a good one. Yeah. Okay, so let's work on the front of the card. I have 2 of these. Whenever I have, can you go to the next one, please? In parentheses first, that means 2 of them. And these are 3/4 inch across and 3 inches up and down. And like I said before, this is the Soft Waves embossing folder.
So the other thing that happens is
Turn sideways.
in every video, I try and do or say something that kind of throws her for a loop. I knew talking about her hair was a sure way
Okay.
to throw her off track. So there you
I
go.
like it when you tell stories. I don't like being thrown for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should talk about James Tunnel. I have a ladder. I'm not the tallest gal in the world. I'm 5'3". And when I designed this room with Menards, okay, we went to Menards and got some cabinets. And I was supposed to be able to reach the paper. There's 10 kinds of paper, and I can reach the bottom 3. And I need a ladder for the rest. Well, James's tunnel on our garden, the vines are getting so tall that I took my ladder from inside, that I won't let him touch it to paint anything. I don't want it messed up. But I used it to get James's vines to grow up over the top. Did you know we were at the up over the top part?
I do know that because I went out this morning and I tried to train some more as they were
Did
trying
you-
to go
did
straight
you
up
need a
instead of
ladder?
across. I do, actually, because I could just barely reach up there.
So are you not the tallest guy in the world?
I'm not the tallest guy in the world. And I will say for James, we really didn't have to make
Wait
it
a minute,
that
is
high.
that why you married me? You're like, who's the shortest person I can find?
No,
that
there
will-
are shorter
that will
people
make
than
me
you.
look tall.
There are shorter people than you. But I have noticed that if you look at a lot of couples, you'll see a height differential, not a huge one, but a height differential between spouses.
Okay. Now we are going to put on the rich raspberry, the big one. So that's the next slide. And I believe this is 4 inches. It's 3 1/4 across and 4 inches up and down. And I'm just going to put that on the center. Sometimes what I do is make this shorter, like a square, and then I put a long sentiment down here. That looks pretty cool too. Did I do that on this one? I did. This one says "a million thanks" across the bottom. Okay. And then you can also look at these soft waves and decide if you want, which side you want, because they are different. With the glue, it just doesn't take very much. And I'm going to center that on this center portion. Okay. Now we are going to do the ice cream sundae and the swirl. Again, these two, the background of the cone and the front of the sundae cup are the blue and white skies DSP from Everyday Skies. And then these two are also the same, but I used this side for the sundae cup and this side for the swirl. If you weren't on here earlier, that's what I was explaining. So I'm going to put the sundae on here and I'm going to cut off the bottom. So we're going to glue this on here, match up these center parts of the coneflower. And then I'm going to figure out from the sundae how much I have to cut off. Your cone cannot be higher than the rich raspberry and have it fit in an envelope. So as I take the dimensionals off of these and get this ready, do you have anything else you want to talk about that is not my hair?
So we get to go to Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. We're going to see our daughter who just started a new job up there. And we're going with Ryan and Brianne and James to celebrate the 4th of July. We've got an Airbnb where we're all going to hang out.
I'm only going to put the glue on the bottom. I'm going to let the petals be free.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
So I did call, or I texted our daughter this afternoon. I wanted to talk to her about something quick. But she's at a new job and should she be talking at work? So I said, do you have time to talk? And she didn't answer. And then we left for the funeral. So I said, never mind, because I couldn't talk to her while we were going to the funeral. So then she texted me tonight and said, oh, I can tell from your text you're mad at me. And I was like, how am I mad at you? And she said, in young person speak, if you say never mind, you're mad. And I said, well, in old person speak, it means I left for a funeral and I can't talk to you anymore, so never mind. Who knew that I was saying I was mad? I prefer she does her job at work and not talk to people on the phone, so I assumed she probably couldn't talk. But I just had a quick question for her. Okay, Kimberly said oh no. I did.
Put it forward so we can see what you did. You broke one?
I broke the ice cream swirl.
I bet we can fix that.
I'm going to put it on here anyway. If you win tonight, can you talk about Prize Patrol?
Yeah. Hey, enter hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments, and you're going to be entered to win one of these cards. And you can pick between the one that's not broken and the one that's broken.
That's what I was going to say. You can pick between the broken one and the not broken one. Just put that in the comments. Actually, I'll just send you the one that's not broken. I'll just keep this and send this one to my daughter, and she'll think I'm mad at her for sending her a broken card.
You know what? Nobody's going to be able to see that that's broken.
I know. I'm gonna glue it down, I think. Should I?
I would use a glue dot.
You would use a glue dot? You know all the vernacular now, honey?
No. Well, I have spent quite a few hours on video watching you do this.
Wait, what does that mean?
Just, not my first rodeo. I learn over time. It takes me, a couple thousand videos, but eventually I start to get it.
Oh, look at all the Prize Patrol people. Oh, good. Mary's here, and Kay, and Elaine, and Orly. So glad you guys join us. It does make it more fun for you too, doesn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it does. I like chatting with people, although when you're right in the middle making cards, I'm staring at the banner trying to figure out which one to put up, and I don't chat as much, so I apologize to everybody. When she's got me working hard, it's hard to chat at the same time, at least, typing-wise.
So we were at Family Bible Camp last week with our kids, and it was lovely. And Brienne's parents were there too, and everyone is coming back next year, which makes me super happy. So I'm going to put the cone on here first so I know exactly what's up as far as the size, and then I'll know how much to cut off from the sundae dish.
I just had a thought. Everyone might not understand.
I am not changing this.
When we were talking about the tunnel, so what we did is we have two raised gardens, and in between the two raised gardens, we put an arch of cattle gate. So it's, big squares, but it's all, like a big fence. And so then we planted gourds and cucumbers along the bottom of that. And of course, they're starting to go up. And we've got one gourd that's just out of control.
Oh, the cucumbers are here too. I like the long, skinny English cucumbers. I ate the best cucumber yesterday.
So anyway, especially the gourd that's out of control, we're trying to get it to keep going and go all the way over down the other side.
I know you're here for gardening, but can I interrupt?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault here. I'm just going to cut straight across. Sorry, Coneflower. I'm going to cut you down.
Ouch, ouch.
So, is that what it's saying?
Yes.
I'm going to cut it just a little bit more.
Ouch. I don't know why I like to project personalities or human emotions onto your cuttings and cards, but maybe, I don't know.
I just want to make really sure that this is going to fit in the envelope. So there, that's how it's going to be. And I'm just going to take the back off the dimensionals. So, Kay, I'm glad you like this. I thought it was fun. Okay. So we're going to put this down.
I think you need
Did
to
I put it all the way down?
No.
On this one, the ice cream was higher up.
I think you need to leave the border at the bottom. I'm a symmetrical guy, and, we can't have that little piece without a border.
Okay. So we are going to move on to strawberries. I did most of them ahead of time because I want to respect your time, and I know you don't want to stay here forever. You have other people to watch and other things to do. Here's two of the strawberries. Here you can see how I stamped the memento on the DSP. It's the same DSP as this, okay? And then I'm going to show you what I do. You can start with dark, you can start with light. I personally like the bullet end better than the other end. And I usually put on glasses, but I don't know where I put them. So since this card is not going to you, we won't worry about it. Do you see glasses over there? Look
I
at
can
you
see glasses.
saving the day.
Yeah. Seeing glasses sometimes requires glasses. So.
Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the dark granny apple green on the left-hand side, just little bits of it, and I'm going to use the nib of the light granny apple green. Not a big deal. You can just do it with one. Do it however you want. This is just how I like to do it. And then if you go out of the lines, you can use the, oh, this is light petal pink. No wonder. Oh, that's funny. I thought it was the color lifter. I was using it as a color lifter earlier today. The color lifter is white. So if you go out of the lines, you can color on the part that went out of the lines to save the day. And if you have an area you want to make lighter, you can use it that way too. So then I'm going to use a Melon Mambo. Don't ask me why I didn't use Strawberry Slush. Strawberry Slush does not have its name on here yet. So I think honestly I forgot that I had it. But we are going to do the dark side on the left, kind of where this line is again. So has anyone told you what they're up to this week, Steve?
Well, let me scroll back up now that I don't have slides to show.
I did see, I thought I saw somebody write something. And then I'm just going to use my blender and try to blend some of that ink out into the center. And then I'm careful as I go around the edges.
So Mary Harris had a massage today, which sounds wonderful.
That's awesome.
That sounds
You
like...
deserve a massage, Mary Harris.
And Kimberly worked all day. So did Paula. They're both excited to be here watching tonight and not working.
And Paula, welcome. Paula is our newest Stamping Joy Club friend. So I am so excited. She's going to join us for our video right after we get done here. We meet for another hour. And we're making a super cute card. Let me show you what it is tonight. Every week we do something different. What is this called? Now I don't remember. This, isn't it fun? And I also textured this side of it and textured the DSP. And it says, God bless, you're such a blessing. Isn't that cute?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the card Barb is showing us how to make. And she put the directions on. And I just wanted to practice it to make sure I knew how to do it.
It's pretty cool that it's got the butterflies that stick up.
Yeah, I think it's well, and they're not really butterflies.
I know that, but...
They are...
Paper airplanes.
Let's see what it's called. It's called chevron folds. So I'm going to put a dimensional on each of these strawberries. Did everyone get Prize Patrol on there that wanted to? And we're going to put one strawberry in the ice cream sundae. And then we're going to put another one.
See, now
on
I'm
each
fine
side.
with the strawberries not being symmetrical, right? Because, you know, why would they be?
You're telling me my strawberries aren't symmetrical?
No, well, they kind of are now because you put the two right on the bottom. And
Okay. And then the other thing I put on here was some strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. And on here I put one on the strawberry and a couple on the ice cream. It's optional, but don't you think adding a little zhuzh to
bling, a little bling
to your cards is always fun. And I'm using the middle color. I tried the light and dark and then changed my mind.
So
okay, you can see this. The good card has more pink on the ice cream swirl than the bad card.
Judy had the same thought that I did, which is the card looks delicious. It looks like something that you should eat.
Yeah, I'm an ice cream fan, and ice cream is not my friend. So I've been trying to make protein shakes with a Vitamix and tell myself it's ice cream. So we'll see how that works out. Oh no, Lynn is allergic to strawberries. You know, there's other things in the set here, Lynn.
But
are you allergic to cherries? You could put cherries
wait.
or
To
donuts.
be clear, she could probably touch the paper strawberries. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so here's our good card. Here's our broken card. You know something? I put the strawberry over the broken part.
Perfect
like
MacGyvering.
A Band-Aid,
That's what we
Band-Aid.
do. Yep.
Okay.
All
so
right.
that's that card. Last chance here for where's my other ice cream card? For you that came on later, I was going to show it to you, but I piled it up here somewhere. And then again, this is the card that we'll be making next week. Oh, you can't see it because of price control. Never mind.
Actually, they can.
Oh, they can?
Yeah, they can. I haven't started it yet.
Okay. So this card in other colors. It's black and white and pink, I think. It's super cute.
I'm fascinated to see how that fold works. So.
Yeah, I hope you guys come back next week to see that.
Okay, so now we're screen sharing because we're going to do prize patrol.
Oh, not very many people are in it tonight. You have better than half the chance that you usually do.
So here we go.
And it is a new month. You can win once a month.
Mary Harris.
Yay. I will get that sent off to you, Mary. And if anyone has questions about this card or Stampin' Up! Or anything else, let me know. My email is beth@stampingmom.com. Also, this card, both of the ice cream cards, the one I can't show you because I put it someplace, and this card will be on my blog on Friday because for Festive Friday, it's National Ice Cream Day.
Oh, there you
and
go.
That starts on Friday. And if you'd like to make an ice cream card and enter Festive Friday, there's all these challenges that are free. I would love to help you and show you. If you don't know how to enter a challenge, I can help you with that. So reach out to me and I will help you do that. If you have any questions, email me. Everybody have a blessed week. Please come back next Tuesday. And for those in the United States, happy 4th of July. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.